Welcome back to The Betrayed. I'm Gina Beck.
This is Drew Williams.
Thank you for listening, liking, commenting, and subscribing. We appreciate y'all, especially the reviews on Apple Podcasts. It really means a lot.
And thank you guys again for the continued engagement, continued support, and that hashtag Banana Cats.
How are you, Drew?
I'm doing all right, G. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So let's get right into this. So earlier this week, you sent me a few links to a YouTube channel that I had never seen before at all called Soft White Underbelly. And it has a collection of interviews from survivors to addicts to vile offenders. And you sent me two specific videos, one that was longer about a woman named Tracy, and then another one about a man named Frankie. Sorry, you guys, about my dog. She's super loud tonight. They're very interesting. I have a lot to say about them. The stories are, I hate to say this because they are vile offenders, but they're very humanizing. And I don't necessarily know if that's a good or a bad thing, but Tracy had sex with her son while recorded online and was being paid, I believe, through like PayPal, Cash App, something like that. She also was a victim of abuse from her father, her stepfather. It definitely like reinforces that thing of like once they're abused, there's a huge chance that they'll pass on the abuse, almost like it's a disease.
Her son's 8, right?
Yeah, the son
8 years old.
8 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, just tiny little thing.
And yeah, I don't know if they're good videos because to me it feels like they're trying to normalize these people's actions.
I was randomly doing stuff on my phone, and Jenna had actually sent me these videos. And, Jenna, she loves her true crime. She loves finding new stuff on YouTube and other, show apps like Netflix, Amazon Prime, etc. So she is always my insight on the good true crime stuff that's out there. And she sent these to me, especially with what we do. She knew I'd be interested. And you see, when I announced that we were gonna interview a vile offender, I got mixed signals. People were like, why even give him a platform? Why even let that person speak, etc. And we could say the same about this also, because these people are 100% more nice than I think we would ever be, though. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. They're very nice and calm and just patient, and they listen, and it's like a therapy session. It kind of feels like, in a way,
It feels like it's a therapist behind the camera talking to them the entire time, because even with Frankie, they don't they do call them crimes at one point, but they say terms like, how many times have you had fun with boys? Like they use terms that, like his terms, you know what I mean?
So what if they were wording it that way, like how we word things differently for monetization gain on the platform? Because this channel has been around for 4 years, and they range, just like you said, from addicts to survivors to just all walks of life and their situation and their story. What if they're just wording it like that because they feel like they could get away with it, better on the platform? And if they said, why did you, I could be very graphic, imagine all the other sentences that they could have said.
Those are very valid points, and I got to give kudos to the channel because I watched some other ones. There's one with a hacker, Gummo, that was It's fantastic. I really loved that one. The ones with the victims are very, very good, and I think you're very, very right. I think they're being how we're choosing to be, because you have to be on YouTube now. You have to be very careful and walk on eggshells in how you discuss it.
Right, or you could wake up with all of your work gone and have to start from scratch.
Exactly, exactly. But like I said, they were humanizing, and you do. I encourage everyone to watch both the interviews. Frankie's is much shorter. Tracy's is pretty.
It's 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty hard to
it's
get
pretty long.
through, just because it's not that she doesn't seem remorseful. She actually, I think, seems the most remorseful out of all of them. It's just a very, very hard story to listen to.
So why do you think that they do these interviews? Do you think they do them to show the public exactly like why the reason why we would do it is because we want to know why? And even though we all know that we may not get a truthful answer, we still try to get that why from them. And everybody's why is different, why they did it, you know? So, do you
That's
think
a
that's the reason? Do you think it's for monetary gain? Do you think it's because
if the channel was nothing but that, I would
mm-hmm.
say yes. But when you look at how many of the other videos are not that, and they're all the same platform, you know what I mean? They're just a very clean picture of the individual when they start out, and then it's a very simple setting in a background, playing background in a chair, just telling the story. And
Yeah,
I honestly, I don't. So far from what I've seen, I don't think there's anything malicious about what they're doing. I just don't think that they're invested in the community of catching and exposing these vile.
no, they're probably not familiar at all. But I mean, there's a lot of people that aren't.
Yeah,
And
that,
how recent was this? This was December 12th, 2020.
yeah, they've all. I think it's all came out in the last tail end of 2020. All these interviews. There's a lot of them on there. But we'll link both of them in the description so you guys can watch them. We'd love to hear some feedback from what you guys thought.
Yeah, I think overall, it's a platform that likes to shed light on true stories because it's all that it is just nothing but true stories by the person themselves. And I think I think how they went about this, I'm sure it took some time to obviously get to this point. It took years, and how they went about it, I think, is great. I think that they, I think that they should do more, and I think that they should also interview the other side, which I'm sure that's something that we'll probably be expecting. I'm assuming because this looks like it's a series, so we'll probably be getting the other side as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it'd be interesting to see if they actually brought on, if any of the victims of the people that were on there would even be willing to come on and share how it's affected
Right.
their life. But everyone, just go watch these. Go support this channel. I think Gina's right. I think they're doing some good work here. They don't
Yeah.
necessarily focus just on what our usual interest is, but
Yeah.
they're all very true life stories from the words of the from their own words. That's the best way to put it.
And I haven't watched. One day ago, they posted one about Tony. Did you watch that one?
I haven't watched that one yet either. I haven't watched Tony yet.
The most recent one is 20 hours ago, an alcoholic, and then a homeless woman, and then it's Tony, the vile offender. We'll have to watch that after this.
Yeah,
So we
absolutely.
can link that in the description as well if you guys want to watch that one.
Yeah, and give us feedback on that too, because I'm sure we'll have an opinion that we'll address at some point. Because I think I'm going to continue watching this show. So,
Yeah,
or
because I'm
channel.
looking here and I don't see an interview with a survivor. So I bet you that's the route that they're taking, especially with after the movement and
There,
everything that
there
is.
is at least one survivor because I've watched her.
Oh, there is?
There's
Okay.
an incest survivor.
Okay, we'll link that in the description as well. I must not have got to it yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I'm
them. That's
still
what I said.
scrolling.
There's so many of them.
I'm still scrolling, yeah. I'm like, I don't see it. I spoke a little too soon, though. Okay, we'll link them all in the description for you guys. but they have a lot of interviews with like prostitutes, and I feel like in those stories probably spark, I haven't watched them, but they probably spark a lot of conversation that has to do with what we're talking about. I bet you a lot of those stories are also
Yeah, they
survivor
have a
stories
few
as well.
interviews with inmates as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a variety of people that have lived taboo lives from both angles of it, and it's a very interesting channel. I think everyone should go support.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a good insight that's not on TV. You know, it's not scripted. It's not a production team doing it. It's individuals who are finding these individuals, or vice versa, and giving them a platform. You know, it's amazing. So be sure to go check it out. We wanted to just pretty much make this podcast episode about that because it's it's such a strong platform that needs as much recognition as possible. And this platform is actually huge. Honestly, it's huge. The views are amazing. The subscribers are amazing. I'm surprised I haven't heard of it or saw it sooner,
Yeah, good
or
call,
anyone on the
Jenna.
team, right? Thank you, Jenna. I told Jenna we were going to talk about this also on the podcast. So thank you, girl. Um, yeah, so it's something that more people, everybody, I feel like needs to listen to, because if you're not listening to it for anything other than education, you know, that's exactly what it's for. It's educating. It's very educating,
Yeah,
especially if you have or haven't been through something like that.
yeah, and if you don't want one that's all such a negative light too, we'll make sure we link that in the description. Is the one on the hacker Gummo, who became an ethical hacker, and he actually helped basically build security for a lot of things we all use now. It's a very interesting one as well. It's about 45 minutes, just like the Tracy one, but it's interesting.
Thank you for listening, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Until next time, Banana Cats.
Banana Cats, much love. Peace. Oh, yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Love you.
Peace.